The nature of modern celebrity culture has always been deeply intertwined with the concept of public reinvention and the constant, often unforgiving gaze of the global audience. For decades, the figures who grace our screens and command our attention have had to navigate an intricate dance between their private realities and the carefully curated personas they present to the world. This relationship becomes even more complex when it intersects with personal evolution, physical transformation, and the deeply human desire to share moments of pure, unadulterated joy with the people who matter most. When a prominent public figure steps into the spotlight after a period of quiet reflection and personal adjustment, the world naturally pauses to look, analyze, and discuss. It is a phenomenon as old as media itself, where the visual narrative often speaks volumes before a single word is formally uttered. This dynamic sets the stage for a broader conversation about how we view the journeys of those who make us laugh, those who challenge social norms, and those who choose to live their lives with an open, sometimes jarring level of honesty. As we begin to explore this captivating narrative of transformation and celebration, we invite you to stay connected with us for more deep dives into the lives of the world's most compelling personalities. If you appreciate detailed storytelling and insightful cultural commentary, please consider subscribing to our channel and turning on notifications so you never miss an update on the stories shaping our cultural landscape today. The power of a shared moment, especially during a major national holiday weekend, lies in its ability to resonate far beyond the immediate circle of those who experienced it firsthand. Imagine a warm, sun-drenched afternoon filled with the familiar sounds of laughter, the gentle rustle of summer breezes, and the unmistakable energy of long-standing friendships that have survived the turbulent trials of time. This is the atmospheric backdrop against which our current story unfolds, a scene that perfectly encapsulates the essence of midsummer relaxation and personal triumph. For anyone who has spent years in the public eye, finding a sanctuary of true belonging among people who knew you before the fame and the headlines is a rare and precious gift. It is within this sanctuary of trusted companions and decades of shared history that a major visual revelation recently took place, capturing the imagination of millions online and sparking a wave of admiration and curiosity. The imagery that emerged from this festive gathering was not just a collection of standard holiday snapshots, but rather a profound visual statement of health, confidence, and renewed vitality that immediately set social media platforms ablaze with discussion. The individual at the center of this widespread attention has built a legendary career on the foundation of radical self-acceptance, sharp wit, and an uncompromising willingness to speak the truth about the complexities of modern womanhood. To see this person standing on a sunlit deck, surrounded by a massive network of lifelong friends and family, radiating a level of physical fitness and inner confidence that feels both earned and celebratory, is to witness a major milestone in a very public journey. The visual evidence was striking, showcasing a dramatically streamlined silhouette, a figure-hugging steel blue swimsuit with a plunging neckline that emphasized both elegance and a newfound physical strength, and an unmistakable aura of comfort in one's own skin. This was not the look of someone merely posing for a camera, but the expression of a person who has crossed a significant threshold in their personal life and is now stepping fully into the rewards of that challenging process. The contrast between past public appearances and this vibrant, confident summer display represents a massive shift, one that hints at deep structural changes in lifestyle, health choices, and personal philosophy over the preceding months. As the images circulated to an audience of over 12 million followers, the broader implications of this transformation began to take shape, moving beyond simple aesthetic admiration into a deeper exploration of what it takes to reclaim one's body and narrative in an age of intense scrutiny. The subtle details of the scene added layers of depth to the visual story, from the casual white baseball cap pulled low over blonde hair to the authentic, unbothered smiles shared with a massive crew of 25 friends who have walked together for 35 long years. This deep sense of community and history provided a grounding element to what could have otherwise been a standard celebrity showcase, elevating the moment into a genuine testament to longevity, loyalty, and personal renewal. It serves as an intriguing prelude to a much larger discussion about the exact pathways chosen to achieve such a remarkable state of well-being, a topic that has captivated both fans and critics alike as they try to piece together the timeline of this evolution. The journey toward this specific moment of high-confidence celebration was neither accidental nor instantaneous, but rather the culmination of deliberate choices, public trial and error, and a willingness to openly discuss the modern medical marvels that are shifting the paradigm of weight management and personal health. By anchoring this visual triumph in the context of enduring friendships and a major national milestone, the narrative commands a unique space in contemporary media, balancing the glamour of a physical transformation with the relatability of a summer barbecue surrounded by those who love you unconditionally. This captivating blend of high-profile evolution and deep personal roots leaves the audience wanting to know more about the struggles, the breakthroughs, and the specific decisions that led to this sunlit weekend of absolute triumph, setting up an expectation for a detailed exploration of the mechanics behind the change. The striking visual display of confidence and physical renewal witnessed over the festive holiday weekend was not a sudden stroke of luck, but the direct result of a highly deliberate, deeply personal, and medically guided health journey that Amy Schumer has navigated under the intense gaze of the global public. To truly understand the gravity of her recent appearance in that plunging steel blue swimsuit, one must look closely at the complex, often challenging path she chose to follow in an era dominated by revolutionary but highly debated pharmaceutical advancements. For several years, the conversation surrounding weight management in the entertainment industry has been completely transformed by the emergence of a new class of medications, and Schumer has consistently positioned herself at the very forefront of this cultural shift by refusing to hide behind the veil of secrecy that so many of her peers maintain. Her evolution is intrinsically tied to her willingness to experiment openly with these modern medical tools, sharing both the agonizing setbacks and the spectacular breakthroughs that eventually led to her current state of vibrant well-being. The story takes a definitive turn back in the preceding years when she first decided to explore the options available for long-term health optimization and weight reduction. A decision that began with a notoriously difficult experience before finding the perfect therapeutic fit. 3 years prior to her recent summer triumph, Schumer embarked on a trial of the widely discussed weight loss medication Wegovy, a treatment that has captured headlines worldwide but proved to be an incredibly punishing ordeal for her specific biology. With her characteristic and unflinching honesty, she later revealed to her millions of followers that the medication simply did not agree with her system, causing severe and debilitating side effects including constant nausea and physical distress that made the treatment entirely unsustainable. She openly recounted how the intense physical toll left her feeling completely depleted, leading her to abandon the regimen entirely and look for alternative paths that could offer the desired health benefits without sacrificing her quality of life or her ability to function as a busy mother and professional. This initial failure highlighted a crucial truth that many individuals face behind closed doors, that the journey to health is highly individualized, and what serves as a miracle cure for one person can be an absolute nightmare for another. Undeterred by this painful setback, and motivated by a genuine desire to understand these treatments firsthand so she could confidently recommend them to working-class friends like teachers and nurses, Schumer continued her search for a viable medical solution. The true turning point in her physical transformation occurred when she utilized a modern telehealth platform known as MIDI Health, an accessible medical service that connected her with specialized providers who could reassess her unique metabolic needs and prescribe a different approach. Through this clinical consultation, she was introduced to Mounjaro, a dual-action medication designed for diabetes management and significant weight loss that operates on a different biochemical pathway than her previous treatment. The results of this shift were nothing short of extraordinary, triggering a sweeping wave of positive physical changes that extended far beyond simple numbers on a scale and completely revitalized her daily life. By the spring of 25, Schumer felt compelled to take to social media to praise this specific brand, enthusiastically detailing how Mounjaro had succeeded where its main competitor had failed so drastically. She raved to her 12.3 million followers about the profound improvements she was experiencing, noting that not only was her waistline trimming down, but her hair had become noticeably fuller, her skin looked remarkably better, and her overall energy levels had skyrocketed. In a characteristically candid and humorous aside that endeared her even further to her audience, she even joked about how her romantic drive had received a massive boost, painting a picture of a woman who had successfully reclaimed her vitality from the inside out. This period of rapid physical improvement and newfound confidence provided a crucial source of personal strength during a time of immense transition in her private life, helping her navigate deep emotional waters behind the scenes. While her health journey was reaching an optimistic crescendo, her personal life was undergoing a profound and painful restructuring that required every ounce of resilience she could muster. Schumer and her ex-husband, Chef Chris Fisher, had built a life together since their romantic Malibu wedding in 2008. A beautiful ceremony attended by 80 of their closest friends and family members that marked the beginning of a shared chapter resulting in the birth of their beloved 7-year-old son, Gene. However, the pressures of life in the spotlight and the natural evolution of relationships eventually took their toll, leading to a quiet separation that culminated in an official public announcement in December of 25. By January of 26, Schumer had officially filed for divorce, marking the end of her marriage and ushering in a challenging new era of single motherhood and independent personal identity. The stark contrast between the heavy emotional burden of a high-profile divorce and the radiant, joyful photographs captured during the Independence Day weekend underscores the sheer resilience of her spirit. It is clear that her investment in her physical health and medical well-being served as a foundational pillar that allowed her to emerge from a difficult winter of legal separations and emotional endings into a bright, triumphant summer of self-love and community celebration. The tension between her private struggles and her public triumphs has created a deeply compelling narrative that resonates with anyone who has had to rebuild their life after a major loss. Yet, even as she focused on her personal healing and physical maintenance, Schumer could not entirely escape the swirling vortex of pop culture drama and high society events that continuously dominate the Hollywood landscape. As the midsummer holiday approached, the entertainment world was completely captivated by rumors and reports surrounding one of the most exclusive and highly anticipated celebrity events of the year: the spectacular wedding celebrations of music icon Taylor Swift and football superstar Travis Kelce. This ultra-exclusive gathering became the focal point of intense media speculation, with fans and fellow celebrities alike clamoring for a glimpse into the guest list and the festivities. Schumer, despite her immense fame and deep connections within the industry, found herself noticeably absent from the roster of invited guests, a social omission that many celebrities might choose to ignore or hide in embarrassment. True to her comedic nature, however, she chose a completely different tactic, using her sharp wit and platform to lean directly into the situation with an unforgettable display of public trolling that added a delightful layer of humor to the weekend. Instead of remaining silent, she decided to turn the perceived snub into a brilliant piece of internet comedy. Using her social media presence to mock the exclusivity of the event and remind the world that she remains the undisputed queen of self-deprecating humor. This playful defiance not only deflected any potential awkwardness about her lack of an invitation, but it also perfectly set the stage for an explosive and hilarious series of online posts that would keep her fans entertained for days. Blending her ongoing journey of personal reinvention with the sharp, satirical commentary that made her a household name in the first place. The brilliant manner in which Amy Schumer deflected the minor social awkwardness of the elite wedding omission perfectly illustrated her unique survival mechanism in the brutal ecosystem of modern fame. Rather than retreating into a defensive silence over her lack of an invitation to the historic nuptials of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, the comedian weaponized her characteristic wit to deliver a multi-layered parody that kept her audience roaring with laughter across the holiday. In her first wave of playful internet trolling, Schumer shared a highly stylized, intentionally bizarre image of herself, clad in a thoroughly kooky summer ensemble that defied all standard conventions of high-fashion wedding attire. The look consisted of an oversized, floppy sun hat paired with a brightly patterned kerchief tied meticulously around her neck, anchored by a vibrant pink fanny pack strapped securely across her waist. In the biting caption of the post, she dryly trolled the exclusive event by writing that the rehearsal dinner was absolutely sick, adding with mock anticipation that she could not wait to see what the bride had planned for everyone that evening. This initial digital jab sent shockwaves of amusement through her 12.3 million followers, but it was merely a prelude to an even more elaborate piece of visual satire that tapped deeply into her own professional history. In a follow-up post that raised the comedic stakes significantly, Schumer shared a vintage production still featuring herself alongside her brilliant co-star Michael Cera from a memorable scene in their critically acclaimed 22 comedy drama series Life and Beth. In the poignant photograph, Schumer is captured standing in a traditional, flowing white wedding dress complete with an elegant bridal tiara, while Sarah stands beside her dressed as a completely traditional, slightly awkward groom during an emotional wedding sequence from the show. The caption she chose for this specific image was a masterpiece of deadpan humor, asking with absolute comedic timing why she and her on-screen husband were not allowed into the real-world celebrity event of the season. This sharp satirical commentary did more than just generate cheap laughs. It highlighted the absurdity of the public obsession with exclusive celebrity circles, while simultaneously steering the spotlight back to her own creative work and her enduring legacy as a comedic force. Beyond the humor, this entire episode underscores a far more profound truth about Schumer's current state of mind and her ongoing journey of deep personal healing following the painful collapse of her marriage to Chris Fisher. By contrasting the fictional, idealized wedding imagery of her television show with the raw reality of her recent divorce filing, she demonstrated a profound emotional maturity and a willingness to laugh at the chaotic, unpredictable nature of love and human relationships. This ability to find comedy within the ruins of a broken fairy tale is precisely what has allowed her to navigate the massive transitions of the past year without losing her core identity or her connection to her massive audience. Her journey serves as a highly compelling blueprint for anyone who has ever had to rebuild their life, their health, and their confidence from scratch after a devastating emotional or physical setback. The stunning transformation she showcased in her plunging steel blue swimsuit during the holiday weekend is not merely a superficial triumph of modern medicine, but a hard-won symbol of a woman reclaiming her narrative on her own uncompromising terms. The decision to share these triumphant images alongside 25 of her closest, most loyal friends who have stood by her side for 35 long years provides the ultimate context for her current happiness. It proves that despite the fleeting nature of Hollywood romance, the heartbreak of public divorce, and the constant pressure to maintain a certain physical appearance, true wealth lies in the enduring power of lifelong community and self-love. Schumer's willingness to be completely transparent about her use of Mounjaro through MIDI Health has also demystified a highly controversial topic, providing valuable clarity for everyday individuals who are quietly fighting their own battles with weight management and metabolic health. By openly discussing the horrific side effects she endured with Wegovy and comparing it to the revitalizing success of her current treatment, she has acted as a brave, real-world guinea pig for a society that is still trying to understand the long-term implications of these revolutionary drugs. Her candid admissions about her improved energy levels, clearer skin, fuller hair, and even her revitalized romantic drive have humanized a medical discourse that is all too often clinical, judgmental, and detached from the actual human experience. As she stands on the threshold of a new chapter in her life as a single mother to her beautiful 7-year-old son, Gene, Schumer appears more grounded, more confident, and more physically vibrant than at any previous point in her legendary career. The visual evolution captured in the snapshots from the 4th of July weekend is a powerful reminder that personal growth is never a linear process, but rather a series of messy trials, sudden breakthroughs, and unexpected moments of absolute joy. By blending her sharp societal critiques with an unshielded look at her personal vulnerabilities, she has solidified her status not just as a brilliant entertainer, but as a relatable cultural icon who refuses to hide her humanity behind a mask of perfection. The story of her summer transformation will undoubtedly continue to inspire and intrigue millions around the globe, serving as a shining testament to the fact that with the right medical guidance, a circle of fiercely loyal friends, and an unbreakable sense of humor, it is entirely possible to emerge from the darkest winters of life into a brilliant sunlit season of total personal triumph.